Chicory, a colorful tale, will unleash your sense of creativity in ways you never thought possible, and along the way carry you through an endearing tale of self-discovery. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you need to play Chicory. Let's get right into it. Hey guys, it's Cody with Indie Game Pulse. Thank you to the publisher for sending a review code my way. The writing and character development are hands down some of the best I have ever had the pleasure of experiencing. And I'm going to say something that might offend you, but it rivals Undertale. Chicory utilizes some very similar textual styles to Undertale in that each character, no matter how many you encounter in the world, has its own distinct voice, communicated through text cadence, font style, vocabulary, and so on. I adore the writing in Chicory as it portrays each character, their feelings, their struggles, overcompensation, and sadness with such clarity that I was never confused by what was happening. Part of this too comes down to the visual and audio cues that the characters give. We'll come back to the audio in a bit, but when your character, I named mine Pineapple, gets shocked or nervous, their eyes go wide and their mouth goes to squiggles. When they get filled with determination, their brow furrows and they have a slight smirk. And the list goes on. The development of your character's personal story is fascinating too, from watching the colors of the world get erased to picking up the discarded brush of Chicory, who is the current wielder and protector of the Picnic province, to helping out local citizens, to meeting your hero, to fighting mysterious spookies in the woods as you watch your own character and world grow and come back to life with color. You can't help but fall in love. Speaking of the growing world, Chicory is a closet Metroidvania, and it's something I truly didn't expect. I came into Chicory expecting a strong narrative focus, lots of dialogue and exploration, but not nearly as much as there is here. So what makes this a Metroidvania? Well, to be fair, it's not a pure Metroidvania since it's not 2D, but it does have an expanding and discoverable world, with certain areas being gated until new powers are granted. For instance, early on in the game, your only power with the paintbrush is to paint. There are different techniques that you'll learn from various characters to fill in areas quicker by clicking and holding and scrolling through the wheel on your mouse to reveal different colors in the current palettes, which change depending on what area of the world you're in. And let's stick here for a second on the art, because art in games is usually something I don't get into. I feel like it's often tacked on to add time to the game, but in Chicory I actually started to have fun with it. Not only coloring in the world as I went, especially the glow-in-the-dark paints, which are your first upgrade to unlock new areas of the map, but you can go to art classes with your sibling in the game and create original paintings based off of prompts or inspired by classic paintings. Without even realizing, I spent 5 to 10 minutes recreating some of these, and you can really tell how much time and energy I put into them when you take a closer look. Back to the Metroidvania aspects, as the world expands and you discover more of Picnic Province with its charming area names like Tea Time Meadows, Sips River, Elevenses, and so on, you'll also discover some mysterious ways of getting around, either spotting narrow gaps in walls, cracks to be exploited, twisting vines going up and down cliffs, but until you've reached certain points of the game, these areas are gated. You'll need to, and more than that you'll want to, keep coming back to old areas to discover things you missed earlier on, or you'll remember that one vine on that one cliff that you weren't able to use before. These new abilities are granted by following the main story quest, and usually deal with a boss fight too. Sadly, a lot of my game footage got corrupted, so I'm missing the boss fight sequences, but they are surprising, and dark, and a ton of fun. Later in the game, you'll be able to fast travel throughout the world, so exploring won't become increasingly tiresome as the world reaches the outer edges of the map, but you'll also gain access to hints as to where certain collectibles that you're missing can be found. One last note on the map, it actually shows the portions of the world that you've colored in, which is amazing and a lot of fun to see as a bigger picture. Lastly, you need to play Chicory for its incredible sound design. If you've stuck around this long and are enjoying the video, hit the subscribe button and notification bell to continue finding the best indie games and to hear more genuine reviews from an indie game fanatic like yourself. As Lena Raine does, she has crafted a charming soundtrack in Chicory, one that changes gradually as you move throughout the different areas of the world, but one that always remains lovely, whimsical, and most of all, catchy. Within an hour or two of playing the game, I found myself humming along to the music, even when I stepped away from the game to grab more tea, and it hit me in those moments just how quickly the soundtrack was making an impression on me. In one area in particular, and again I'm sorry if I don't have footage of this, but I sat on a bench and just counted the instruments that I could identify. Piano, guitar, xylophone, clarinet and oboe, I think, cello and violin, and I'm sure there are more than that too. You can even gain musical instruments as you get deeper in the game, and I had a bit of fun playing the zither along with the soundtrack. I love the small details in games like this, and the art that allows you to be part of the world and make your own mark on it, even if your contributions are nowhere near as perfect as what the developers have made. But the sound design goes deeper than the soundtrack, with audio cues that I mentioned earlier helping you interpret character interactions. When my character Pineapple met their hero Chicory for the first time, you could hear the rapid heartbeat, just like you can feel the heartbeat of a small dog when they get excited. It wasn't a pounding pulse in your ears, it was just a little pitter-patter in the background mixed with the soundtrack. Again, it's the little things that make a difference with the sound design, in my opinion, and Chicory does a lot of little things right, adding up to an amazing experience. These are my 3 reasons why you need to play Chicory, and I didn't even get to talk about all the awesome collectibles you can find and wear, how you can color them, and every character, building, tree, and plant you encounter, and so much more. Chicory is a masterpiece whose individual strokes of genius compound to create a sight to behold, a feast for the eyes and ears, and one that I imagine will be held as a standard for creativity and storytelling for years to come. Thank you very much to my 1,075 subscribers for your support. If you like what you see here at Indie Game Pulse, consider helping us grow by supporting us on Patreon. For more top indie game countdowns and reviews, check out the videos on your screen now, and I'll see you on the other side.